Hi Sag, welcome to your May reading. My name is Linda. I've already shuffled my decks and I've pulled cards with different placements. I'll explain them as I turn them over. So what we have here is where you are now, Three of Swords reversed. The challenge you face, Page of Wands reversed. The resources you can use, Emperor. The hidden forces is the Nine of Cups in reverse. The potential outcome is the Empress. And from the runes we're going to pull one for what is the spiritual lesson. Thala. Okay, give me a second here to tune into this energy. So you have the Emperor and the Empress in your reading in the upright. So that could indicate that there's a potential counterpart energy here that's very profound and very, offers a lot of promise for growth and healing. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be so. It could also be maybe some kind of business partnership or any kind of dynamic you feel with someone where there is some kind of strong energy that is reflecting things to you, that's showing you things about yourself that you maybe didn't have access to before, where you're learning things about yourself. Maybe you're seeing your shadow side in some areas, or you're seeing parts of your potential that you didn't necessarily notice before. That's the kind of energy I'm talking about here. So where you are now, Three of Swords in reverse, there's some kind of difficult situation which is causing some pain. Could be a communication with someone, but I feel like this is an energy that is moving out, right? Because yeah, this is where you are now, but it's an energy of something that's happened in the recent past, and you're still maybe processing some energy of grief or sadness or loneliness. For someone it's loneliness, I just heard. And it may not necessarily even be about a recent breakup or any kind of recent experience. It could be something about you in your life generally and your healing process that you've been on, and how you've been working with your own personal magic, however that is for you, like to recover your energy and come back to a sense of self that feels more grounded and more stable and more balanced. And in whatever kind of processes and therapies and modalities and ways that you do that, right? The challenge you face here, Page of Wands in reverse, it's sort of saying here that what's important for you now to face, or what maybe is challenging to you in that energy, is that you may be lacking in a little bit of enthusiasm for life because you're still feeling some energy of the past, maybe past traumas, past hurts that you're still working with. And each day you kind of are fighting the good fight to find more hopefulness, more spark, enthusiasm and fun inside you to kind of be in the human existence and make the most out of it, right? But it's like every day feels like work at the moment, perhaps. It's for some. I'm going to skip to the bottom line and talk, because I want to talk about this Nine of Cups here. I'm going to keep the Emperor and Empress together for a little bit later on in the reading. So Nine of Cups in reverse, this is in the energy of the hidden forces. So this is, again, it's kind of tying me back to this and the Three of Swords. That's why I wanted to talk about it now. Nine of Cups in reverse is talking about, well, it's talking about your satisfaction and your happiness, right? Which all three of these cards are. It's like your healing process. This is your healing process. Moving through this energy to get to the place where the Nine of Cups is upright, where you've kind of, walked through all the past hurts and damage and pain and trauma and events, and worked with, love and forgiveness and wisdom and understanding and acceptance and all that stuff that's required to be able to heal our past and become more grounded and stable and whole and balanced and present in our current life. So Nine of Cups in reverse is kind of saying here, like you're still in this process of working with that energy of healing, of kind of reclaiming your lost parts and coming back to your true nature, to get back to the wholeness that is your true nature. For some people here, it's talking about recovery. For some people watching, maybe there is as part of that process of healing, you may be working with addictions or with any kind of behaviors that maybe are crutches or things that you put in place to be able to manage with the pain and deal with things from the past. But I feel like you're aware of it and you're working with those things, and you're facing that energy and doing your best to work with it and to work with healing energy to come back to yourself. Now this Emperor and Empress, I like this energy. Of course, I like this energy. It's very empowered. It's both of the cards are upright. And what I feel here in the context of this reading is that for some of you, what I feel is, because this card in this position is describing the resources you can use. So for some people, this is saying that there could be some healing with the divine masculine to work with in order to kind of recover that sense of balance that you're seeking. And vice versa. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It's about working with the masculine and feminine within you. That's how I'm seeing these two cards. It's like you are, in order to reclaim the energy of your true nature, there is this like reclamation or recovery of your true sovereign nature and healing the internal divine masculine and feminine energies. And for some of us, that means working with healing any wounds from the past relating to mother or father issues, or even, you know, further down the line within our DNA or our genetic lineage or our spiritual lineage. It's not about, you know, making villains out of people and putting our making other people responsible for the way that we feel or the way that we experience life, but it's about being really lucid and aware and taking responsibility and doing everything we have in our power to own our experiences and own our feelings, and understand that it's up to us to nurture and heal ourselves and come back to that whole space so that we can be really valuable and healthy members of society that can contribute and be, like, you know, part of a whole system that is healthy and operating well. So that's that kind of energy on a more sort of metaphysical and spiritual level, I feel. But for some people, this is kind of suggesting that there could be a new partnership around the corner, that there could be an energy coming in where you might be meeting someone that is actually a really good energetic match for you on sort of a karmic and spiritual level, and that there could be some really beautiful and profound healing that comes through as a result of that connection with another person, that you're able to nurture and support each other, and in doing so your own journey is enhanced and you're able to enhance the experience of the other person as well. And there's a beautiful sharing, healing, growing and development that happens as a result of the connection or of the union. So this rune here now coming out as the the spiritual lesson here in this reading, it's called Othala. And it's showing up here in the reverse position in this reading. Now, in the upright position, this rune is about property, inheritance, possessions, things of value like homes and property and possessions, a house or a home. So, but it's also, of course, like it relates to spiritual heritage as well, and like the lineage that you are from on a spiritual level, and also the things that come through for you through your DNA, like from your actual physical lineage. So how I'm seeing it in the context of this reading is that there is a lot of healing happening here with regards to your family line. So there is this divine masculine, divine feminine energy, and the way that it connects to your mother and father and the bloodlines that they have come from. And the healing that's happening here is incredibly deep, and it goes back throughout that entire line. And that's some of the work that we're doing here. There's a lot of clearing that's happening through entire generational lines of trauma and pain. We're all connected to that, and all of us have the potential through doing our own small part to do our own personal healing, to actually help clear and release a lot of that genetic karma that is kind of carried on through the physical cells and the physical form through DNA. So what else I'm feeling here in that energy is that, yeah, while this energy might be simply about you healing your own personal bloodline and your karmic and spiritual DNA, there could also be an energy here in this reading where there is a union that forms, and because the individuals are both already dedicated to their own path, and they're working with their magic, and they're doing their healing, and they're working with a lot of awareness and consciousness in their own individual lives, that there is this potential for a lot of very powerful and very deep magic to happen for those individuals as they work together in harmony to share some time on that journey together. And in doing so, there can be a lot of clearance of karma. That's how I'm seeing this one right now. It's like there's kind of two different interpretations here. There's the for you as an individual to kind of work with healing your own ancestral karma through your bloodline of your parents, but then there's also this other layer of healing that can happen through either a romantic relationship or even some kind of other connection. It could be a friendship, just something that is like providing insight and reflection to you, that is bringing your awareness to things that you may not have noticed before, that's helping you get to kind of some of the shadow stuff. I mentioned that in the beginning. And it's actually helping lift the whole energy of this reading. Like, you're coming into this reading with this energy of like still dealing with some pain and trauma, but I feel like there's like a massive quantum leap in your healing process that's happening, whether it's by yourself with this awareness of your own internal masculine and feminine divine energy, or through the reflection of another person that you may be coming into contact with either just recently or soon. And that's basically what I'm feeling from this reading. There's a very strong healing energy here, and a lot of release of old stuff through this rune. I feel like there's a lot of release of old baggage that's happening around this time, that's really helping lift you. It's like you're coming out of a time where you've been dealing with a lot of heavy stuff for quite a while, and I feel like you're kind of at the tail end of that now, and you're about to pop into a space where you feel really, that stuff will feel really distant. You'll still be able to access it in your memory if you want to, but it won't have the same trigger, and it won't have the same charge that it once did, even until maybe recently. I feel like you're really coming out of a time here where some of that old baggage stuff just doesn't have the same charge at all anymore. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you experience that, when things that happened that at one time, maybe 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, would have really set you off and might have taken months for you to work through and maybe sent you on an emotional roller coaster. You can have an experience like that and kind of like look around and feel like, oh my god, that didn't even bother me at all, not one bit. And then you'll know that that work on that particular issue is pretty much done, and you can move forward feeling a lot lighter after it. So Sagittarius, I feel like that's it for your reading for this month. That's your May reading. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.